Hello, this is Kelly Fogo with Choose Aerospace. I'm going to do a quick tutorial here for those who want to use cohorts in their courses. This is a handy way to separate out students into different groups if you've got different sections that meet at the same time, or if you're starting a new group of students after you've already had one group of students finish the course during this school year. This is a rough training, so if I stumble on my words or whatever, I'm not going to worry too much about it being sharp and professional. I just want to get this information out there so you guys can start using this tool. Educate Workforce is going to work on a nicer, smoother set of documentation for this feature. So this is fairly new. We haven't had any other programs use this yet, although I think it will catch on. We've got some programs that are getting larger and are running multiple sections of the same course, and this is going to be a useful tool. Sorry, I probably ought to start back at the front page to talk about what I'm about to do. Okay, so to find the cohort content, the cohort functionality, we're going to go to our instructor tab in any course, right? Mathematics is the one I'm using right now. And we're going to go to cohorts. We're going to enable the cohorts. And I don't have any configured right now. That's fine. That's what I expected. I did play with this in another course, but I haven't done it in mathematics, and I wanted to start with a clean slate. So we're going to add a cohort. I'm just going to stick to calling it cohort alpha. You can name this whatever you want. Mathematics section 1, mathematics section 2, etc. Whatever makes sense for you. We want to manually assign students to this. We do not want it to be automatic. If it was automatic when they came into the course, they would automatically go into this cohort. So we don't want to do that. And we're going to leave the content group separate. That is for some features that Choose Aerospace does not use inside of Educate Workforce. So we'll save alpha. Cool, there's alpha. Currently there's no one. That's what that 0 means. There's no one in there. And I can add students to it through here. But I'm going to go ahead and create my second cohort first. And we'll call this one beta. All right. Leave it on manual. No content group. Save. Okay. Let me go back to alpha. And now I can start adding learners to this cohort. Now, anyone that you put in here, you can use their email address or their username, just like you're looking them up in a gradebook or when you enrolled them in the class in the first place. Now, you do need to enroll them in the course to begin with before you put them in here. Otherwise, they don't exist within the course. It doesn't really know what to do with it. So I've got some people that are previewing and viewing this course. I'm going to just use their names. We're going to do it by usernames. So you may know this guy if you're doing the AOPA program. He recently moved on to do other things, but Glenn's a great guy. RJD Worth. Of course, you can do commas. Oh, actually, we're just going to stick with those two. We're going to put 2 people in each of the cohorts. All right, so I've got them in there. I can do comma separated with a space, or I can do separate lines or enter them one at a time if I wanted to. I'm going to add those learners. All right, great. 2 learners have been added to the cohort. And now I can see alpha has 2, beta has 0. Let's go to beta, and we're going to add our other 2 folks. We're going to add Zachary. This. Some of you all may know him through Educate Workforce. And we're going to do R. Turner, who happens to be one of our instructional designers. All right. I'm going to add them into the course. And now they have been added to the cohort. That's great. If I needed to, I could move someone from one cohort to the other. Just enter their name in the cohort you want them in, and it'll remove them from the other one. So that's pretty simple. And once someone has been put in a cohort, there is not a way to remove them from all cohorts. So if you have, for some reason, you've got someone in a cohort, you no longer want them in any cohorts, I guess you could create a null cohort to put those students in. All right, let's go now. What are we going to do with that? Why do we want to put them in different cohorts? Well, it helps us when we are doing our gradebooks. So I've got, these are our 4 people. And you see them all at once. Now, this is no big deal when there's only 4 people to manage, but if you've got 3 groups of 20 students, like I have at one school, that can make for a very long list of students here. You want to filter them so that you can track them by cohort. So what we do is we come up to Edit Filters, we scroll down to Cohorts, and I can select Alpha. And there they are, just the people that I have in my alpha cohort, or my morning cohort, or cohort number 1, whatever, section number 1, however you want to divide them up. And then go to beta, and I can see all the people in this one, and that's great because that's really the purpose of this is so that you can minimize the number of people in this gradebook when you're going through and reviewing. And then, of course, if I wanted to go back, I can just click off that filter, and it goes back to the whole course. All right. Let's go back to the dashboard. Okay, I think that's all I wanted to show you for now. Yeah, that will get you started into putting your students into cohorts so that you can then separate out that gradebook to make course management a lot easier. Hope that's helpful. You can always drop me an email at kelly@chooseaerospace.org. And would be glad to help you that way. And we could also set up some one-on-one live training if we need.